1866 was an unstable year in England as powers from around the world attempted to take control. Harold Godwinson had been pronounced king, but William of Normandy and Harold Hardrada weren't happy about this, and England was under threat for invasion. On the 18th of September 1066, due to favourable winds, Harold Hardrada landed in Yorkshire at the mouth of the Humber, joining forces with the king's brother Tostig. The army moved towards York, and 2 days later, on the 20th of September, they were confronted by the northern earls Edwin and Morcar on the outskirts of the village of Fulford. As the battle started, English forces spread out to secure their flanks. To the right, they were protected by the River Ouse, and to the left was a swampy area. This had a few disadvantages, as Harold had higher ground, allowing him to survey the battlefield. And if they were attacked from the left, they had no space to move. The Saxons knew they were unable to retreat, so they had to prepare to fight to the death and hope they could hold the Norwegians back. Harold lined up his army facing the Saxons with the troops he had. He knew reinforcements would take a while, so he decided to attack. He lined up his more skilled and experienced troops up at the riverbank, and sent the less experienced ones to the right to flank the Saxons. Before the Norwegian army was ready, the English made the first move, in the form of a charge, catching the enemy unaware and pushing them back into the marshlands. The weaker parts of the Norwegian line were close to breaking, but this wasn't enough for a Saxon victory. Harold brought more of his troops from the right flank to reinforce the centre wall and the river. The Anglo-Saxons, though outnumbered the invaders, were pushed back, leaving Edwin's soldiers who were defending the bank cut off from the rest of the army by the marsh. They headed back to the city for a last stand. Within an hour, the men on the beck were forced off by the invaders, and Norwegian reinforcements found a way to get around the fighting and flank the Saxons, defeating them. Edwin and Morcar survived, but York surrendered, and the Norwegians went to Stamford Bridge to wait for hostages. It is said that the reinforcements didn't have to get their feet wet while crossing the marshlands, as there were so many dead Saxons they couldn't see the ground. In reality, both sides suffered heavy casualties. As for their 11,000 troops there are about 16,050 dead. The Battle of Fulford was a massive failure for England, especially Edwin and Morcar, and it seems to show a lack of plan on the English side, but also how deadly the Vikings were in combat. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, but also please comment what you'd like to see me cover in my next video, as this would really help the channel. Thank you.